Hi, you're listening to the My Body, My Story podcast.
And care for yourself, which is something I failed to do. So 100% look after yourself and work less because it catches up to you.
This is the 45 over 45 chapter where we celebrate rule breakers and role models, the women who inspire us to live life our way and to show their sensuality, beauty, soul, and true essence. Here we talk about what it's like to be 45 plus, adjusting to the changes that come with time, and we'll listen to the stories of our participants. If you have an interesting story to share, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us on info@alexandrawalker.com, and that's Alexandra spelled with a KS, or visit our website alexandrawalker.com.
Hi Cathy, welcome to our studio and welcome to our project My Body, My Story. And while you're sitting in the makeup chair and Diana is doing makeup for you, I'll be asking you a few questions. Let's start and tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, firstly, I'm a proud mother of two wonderful boys, predominantly. But I have been in the travel and tourism industry for over 30 years, running my own travel agency for 20 of those years, predominantly in corporate and high-end leisure travel. We did events and groups and conferences. We had quite an impressive portfolio with some VIPs and government music and sporting accounts. And then for the residual of those 10 years, I worked for two different airlines. I taught travel and tourism in college. And I've been very lucky to have travelled extensively throughout the world. Obviously in the travel industry we get the perks of educationals, so I've travelled extensively. I've done pretty much 6 of the 7 continents, even extensively throughout those continents. So I've been very lucky in that respect, and I've met some wonderful people and learnt about all the different cultures, and I feel that it's enriched me greatly. I'm also very creative and always have been. I love dancing, painting, I love music, and even though I'm still in the travel industry, I'm currently developing and broadening my acting skills. And my acting career, and hence why I really love this opportunity that was given to me.
So I have 2 questions.
Okay.
You said 6 out of 7 continents. Which one is left out?
And Antarctica.
Okay.
And I'm going to get there. I will get there.
Okay. And the other question I was going to ask about teaching. So you said you were teaching tourism and
Travel and tourism in college, yeah.
In college, wow. So what is it like? Because I don't. I cannot imagine what would you teach. What are the subjects like?
Yeah, well, generic subjects come as part of the course. So things like, customer service and, basic generic subjects, but predominantly it was the travel and tourism. So in those years ago, the computer wasn't as dominant. So we'd have to calculate fares manually. So we'd have to use all the calculation systems to calculate an airfare, not just as simple now as just typing it in the computer. Also about geography. I love geography. So we used to teach geography, travel and tourism, everything you'd need to know to be able to be a travel agent.
Yeah, so like logistics of this
business.
Yeah,
of the business and every aspect. That hence why there's generic subjects. So the accounting side as well, business studies. So I did that for 5 years, as well as having my own travel agent.
So did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Love teaching.
Oh, yeah. Anything that allows me to have a little bit of an audience, I'm fine.
So what is your favorite country?
Oh, okay. My favorite country has got to be, interesting question, let me think. Out of all the countries I've been, I've got to say that I adore the Maldives because we went through every single atoll, and because it was a 2-week educational, and I actually didn't want to come home. I wanted to stay there forever. Yeah. The aesthetic beauty is just incredible. The people are just divine. So that was one of my favorite places. But in terms of a country, in different aspects, not so much with aesthetics, I've got to say all the Lap countries, Sweden, Norway, Finland. I love those countries. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I spent 3 months in Sweden, and we travelled extensively through the Lap countries. I love it. I love the culture. I love the people.
What do you call them, Lap?
Lap countries, LAP. Lap countries.
What does it stand for?
Well, it's just, they call them, I don't know why they call them the Lap countries.
It's the first time I hear, like,
yeah.
I like usually I say Scandinavian.
Yeah,
interesting.
No,
I will Google it.
Well, I was taught that, so I guess that's what
maybe
I've
it's a professional term.
Must be.
I will Google that. It's
I'm
interesting.
Look it up now.
So tell me, what are you most passionate about? Because you said you like audience and theater and artistic, but what's your passion, the real one?
Well, the fact is that I've got many passions. I'm going to be bold and give you 2, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Because they're equally, I'm equally passionate about both. So believe it or not, I am passionate about travel and being a travel agent. You know, for some people, you know, you may think it's just booking a flight or accommodation or a hotel, but in actual fact, it's an experience. It's learning. You're actually doing research, you're learning, and then you are experiencing it before you're relaying it to your customer to experience it. So I can't see myself doing anything else. I can, my next passion, but the fact is that I enjoy it immensely. I have no drama going to work or doing that as a job because I really have a passion for it. I love it. I love the experience. I love the people. I love learning. And it's like I'm traveling to a different destination every time someone asks me to do something for them. I have been lucky that it's always ever been high-end leisure travel. So we did have, you know, I guess, a different level of accommodation, a different level of travel, yes, but it is amazing just always to learn, you know, learn about the new destinations and about new products, new hotels. So I've got to say that was probably one of my biggest and is my biggest. And the second passion, which has been with me since I was, you know, I can remember maybe 8 years old, is acting. Yes, I would, you know, perform in front of my parents, my grandparents, anybody that would let me perform in front of them, I guess. And I've never really pursued it because life just brings you different experiences, but it's always ever been a burning desire for me. So I have now recently sort of starting to develop it. Yeah, and so I've got to say those are my 2 great passions.
Yeah, good ones.
Yeah.
So moving on the age topics, everyone knows that with age we change, but what positive changes have you experienced so far?
I have finally accepted who I am. I was always questioning who I was, and I had a lot of inhibitions. I guess I feel a lot more confident. That is the, you know, the most you know, appealing factor of being aging, of being a little bit older, is that you become more confident and you accept yourself a lot more than what I did when I was younger. And I guess also the other thing which is good is the life experiences that we've had gives us a better understanding and more patience. So I think that helped, that has helped me attain this, positiveness and acceptance.
And what is the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge is now fitting in everything that you want to do. Because I want to do a lot. A lot.
Finally, you have freedom to do it.
Well, almost. To a certain degree, you do get a lot more time. I think it's just fitting in everything that you want to do. That's my biggest challenge at the moment.
I'm sure you will manage that. So, how would you describe your greatest accomplishment?
Well, I feel that my greatest accomplishment has got to be having raised my 2 boys whilst working 18-hour days. When I was, when I did have the travel agency, I was working there and then I'd go to teach at night. I was doing really, really long hours and sometimes even weekends would be taken up because we had really big corporate clients, and so we had to meet their expectations. So I did push myself immensely. So my accomplishment has got to be doing that, and having earned my children's respect without me, requesting it. That for me is my biggest accomplishment. Knowing that they respect me on their own accord, without me expecting it, for me is my biggest achievement.
Yeah.
Really big.
Very good one.
Yeah.
Love it. So if you could travel back in time and meet your 30-year-old self, what advice would you give her?
Don't work so hard. Love yourself. And care for yourself, which is something I failed to do. So 100%. Look after yourself and work less because it catches up to you.
Yeah, you just realize it a bit late than you should.
Exactly.
So, and what advice would you give younger women who will eventually undergo age changes?
I would say to them, don't be afraid. It's not that bad, but look after your skin. Don't smoke and don't drink alcohol. But no, I feel that it isn't that bad. I actually am really enjoying this period in my life. So I don't feel that it's something to be worried about. As long as you take care of yourself mentally, you take care of your body, I think that's really important. And I don't think that it's something to be worried about.
Yeah, it's a nice age.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, if we talk about perfect body image, where do you think this idea comes from, and what is it for you, perfect body?
I feel the media has a big role in how women in particular perceive their body. It's what we see and what we expect to look like after having seen, the media. But I also feel that it's our insecurities, not being comfortable in our own bodies. And it is very hard to accept our own bodies because we're always going to find faults. But I feel that the media does have a big role in that. That's my opinion.
I just wonder, why do they need to portray the perfect body as a thin, slim, like what they're gaining from that?
Well, yes, it is true. The thing is that it is slowly changing, I've noticed. It was worse, I feel. But I think, I don't know what they would gain from it, but I do think that it's damaging, especially to younger, more vulnerable, women and girls. But I think it is slowly changing, but it's going to take a long time. We are seeing a few more full body figures in magazines, down the catwalk. So, yeah.
I think probably it's the creating demand which wasn't there, but
Exactly.
once you see this thin and slim and always young, you create
Yes.
demand for plastic surgeries,
Yes,
for
yes.
some beauty products, and etc. etc.
Yeah.
So it's like an artificial demand creation, and
That's true.
nobody say that you cannot achieve ever never this kind of shape.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
So what does it mean to you, feeling good and looking good? What comes first?
I feel that it's a combination of things. For me personally, what makes me feel really, really good is when I do yoga and meditation, and just give myself the time. Also, music and dancing makes me feel good, and looking after myself. When I do know that I've put that effort in, then I feel good. It's when I don't put the effort in that I don't feel good. So I think it's a combination of things. But, I think looking after ourselves in general makes us feel good. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I see you from time to time on your Instagram on the treadmill as well.
I'm trying.
Good. So, and what makes you feel the most beautiful?
When I've put the effort in and I've put on a lovely outfit, done my makeup, I've got to say, for me, it's all aesthetics. For me, maybe people say, oh, you should look past that. But me personally, I think when I do put that effort in, I feel good. Yeah, I do.
And do you have any favorite quote or saying about being a woman?
I don't think I have a favourite one, but I do have one that I feel is relevant and important. Women are the world's most underused resource,
Oh.
I think. Yeah, I think we have a lot more to offer. Lots. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Cathy. Thank you very much for joining our project, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of your day and your photo shoot. And welcome again.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
If you have an interesting story to share, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us on info@alexandrawalker.com, and that's Alexandra spelled with a KS, or visit our website alexandrawalker.com.